Hello, everyone. Welcome to Language Academy 246. My name is True. I am a foreign language tutor. I teach French and Spanish. Today, we have a special guest with us, Roja Valentine. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, so I'm an artist and my favorite and chosen medium is music. So I sing, I write songs, I perform, I produce music, and I am currently based in Toronto, but I was born in Haiti. So that plays a part in the kind of music that I make. And you can find my music on all streaming platforms.
You guys heard that? All streaming platforms. So we will plug that in at the end of the video. Roja, tell us, how do you reach out to your audience through your music?
Yes, I love telling stories. That's one of the big things that makes me attracted to music is just the ability to tell stories that transports people other places. So I try to tell stories specifically of self-love or romantic love. And I mean, with a name like Roja Valentine, it's not really surprising, is it? And overall, I do try to as well empower the Black community with a focus on the Afro-Caribbean community, especially coming from a Haitian background. It's very, very important to me that I make sure I represent that through my music.
Honestly, I can say I appreciate that you are staying true and authentic to yourself. Yes. Tell us about the genre. What styles of music do you produce?
I'm inspired by a lot of different music, and some of the styles that are recurring to me are R&B and the styles of just anything that comes from African cultures and Haitian cultures. And I like to call my style Afro-Caribbean fusion.
Afro-Caribbean fusion?
Yeah, fusion.
Fusion. Okay,
Yes,
Afro-Caribbean fusion. Nice.
exactly.
Now, you know that you are on Language Academy 246. So do you know what that means?
Oh, yes, it's time to speak languages.
Of course. So the first question, how many languages do you speak?
Actually, how about I say hi to you in the different languages? Would that be cool?
Allez-y, allez.
All right, so hello, allô, bonjour, and what else do we have? Hola, guten Tag,
yeah.
and ciao. So
Excellent.
that's how many, what was that, six? I think so.
Six or five. Yes, several languages. Yes, definitely more than four.
hmm
Now, what is your relationship to these languages?
Yes, so English, I mean, I live in Canada, right? And I've lived in Canada almost my whole life. So naturally, that would be a language that I would speak. And although Canada is officially a bilingual language, that they also speak French, I think in practice, English is very much emphasized. However, coming from Haiti and not only speaking Creole because I come from Haiti, but there is also a lot of there are many people who speak French over there naturally due to the history of the country. And then for Spanish, that's when it gets a little tricky, so bear with me.
Okay.
Um, so, okay, fact one, Haiti is a Latin American country, but it is not Hispanic. However, it is right next to DR, which is a Hispanic country.
Yes.
And so there are a lot of people who speak Spanish on both sides just because of that proximity. So that's a huge reason why there is some Spanish in my vocabulary and just the way that it's like if we get really technical with languages, the fact that they're all Latin languages, there are similarities, right? And I
Of
know you
course.
hear it as well all the time when you switch up the languages, you can understand the other languages pretty easily. Um, and then now this is a fact that I rarely get to mention, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna go for it. I did some classical training back in university. That's what I started off in. And
Okay.
in classical music, like opera, people typically sing in French, yeah, but also Italian and German.
Hmm.
So I did some Italian and German back then.
I love it. Question,
Yeah.
what language do you prefer? Or do you have a preference or?
Oh, I don't know. I think it depends on the situation, on the environment too. As long as I can communicate with the people around me, I'm happy.
I love that. Communication is key to anything, right?
Exactly. Yes.
You use other languages in your songs. Now, there's a Spanish song that I love from you, a Spanish mix with
Mhm.
English, entitled Tranquilo. Por
Sí.
cierto, a mí me encanta la canción. En mi opinión, hiciste un excelente trabajo con el video y todo.
Gracias.
And tell us, ¿de qué se trata la canción? What is the meaning?
Yeah, so tranquilo is, I mean, it's in the title, right? It's a reassurance. It's I'm saying, baby, tranquilo, no estás solo. So I'm saying, baby, just know, be reassured in the knowledge that you're never alone. Because as like I've mentioned before, as a hopeless romantic, I just love a good love song. And I'm the kind of person who, when I love someone, I want them to feel that as whether they're on their own, literally, right? Without me away from me, I want them to always know that I am there for them and that my love is always there for them. So that's what Tranquilo is about. And I hope that that's the kind of feeling that people get when they listen to the song.
I love that. It's a
Mhm,
wonderful message, to encourage
mhm.
others, hey, I'm still with you, even though we're thousands of miles or
Yes.
countries apart, there's still that piece.
And sorry, it's just I remembered as well too, because some people have asked me, why did you choose to incorporate Spanish in it? You could have kept it all in English or in French, right? There are different artistic choices you can make, but I chose to incorporate the Spanish because just listen to this. Baby, tranquilo, no estás solo. I don't think you can convey that feeling
Oh,
as well, right? In a different language. There's just something about Spanish that sometimes it just does the right thing.
it hits you at the right spot, It's like, oh, yeah,
Exactly.
tranquilo.
Exactly.
Now, do you have any other like languages in your songs, for example, French or Creole?
Absolutely. The first song I ever released, Move Right, is a combination of all of the languages that I am familiar with. And I've sprinkled here and there some French and some Creole. I really wanted to make sure to represent my identity as much as possible. So one of the things I say is Fais comme ça in Creole, that's do it like that. Right? Move Right is a song where I'm essentially telling the person exactly what to do. And there are even I say in French, c'est bon ça. So that's great. You're doing great, right? So from the get-go, I've always found ways to incorporate languages into my songs.
So Move Right, it sounds like it's like a party song. You'll play that.
It is dance and, act right, move right. If you're gonna approach me, this is what you have to do.
That's right. Move right. Move right, everyone. Move right.
Exactly.
Now, your name, Roja Valentine. It's quite captivating in my opinion. What's the story behind your name?
So it's pretty simple. Roja is my middle name, and Valentine is an anglicized version of my last name, that being Valentin. But of course, it worked out perfectly for me that it's got so much romantic symbolism. So Roja in Spanish, roja is red, my favorite color, the color associated to passion and love, right? And I found out not too long ago that in Tamil, Roja is rose.
Wow,
So yeah,
I love that. You see, I
it
mean,
works out perfectly.
yes, and when you blend with cultures and languages, it's a beautiful marriage. I just love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm glad. Thank you.
And I noticed that even when you're learning a language, for example, or you have an interest, it's so important to
Mhm.
understand the culture, to understand, okay,
Absolutely.
that's why people behave the way they behave, or they're passionate about something.
Yes.
It's just, it's lovely. It really is
Yeah, that's why traveling is such a great thing, right? Because you
very
can go
true.
and immerse yourself in the cultures and you can read as many books as you want, take as many language courses as you want, but I think when you interact with the people and you're in their home, then you can really get that knowledge that can only happen in person.
It's so true. And also immersion. Immersion is key.
Yes,
Oh, if you have the
absolutely.
opportunity, go out, travel, see the world, spend a
Hmm.
few months, even up to a year, and just get that
Yes.
conversation going. It'll flow. And yes, it's a wonderful experience. I highly encourage language
Yeah.
anyone interested, just go out there and travel. If
Go
you,
travel.
yes,
Yes.
it'll open your eyes.
Even artists, go travel. It'll inspire you a lot.
Yes,
So
for
no matter your reason, there's always a good reason to travel.
yes. Now, how did you start your career as an artist?
Yes. So I've always loved music. My earliest memories are very specifically tied to music. Having moved to Canada as a very, very young child, I remember being mesmerized by the television. I would see music videos of Destiny's Child, Aaliyah, and Mariah Carey, everyone who was really trending in R&B. I was so mesmerized by how they were able to just captivate me and tell their stories, even if at the time I was not fluent in English.
Yes,
And so that love has always been there. I've always wanted to be that kind of person who can just convey that kind of emotion and create that experience for others. But it's only into adulthood that I made the commitment to pursue a career in music. So I did, all of my schooling. I went to university. I even started a career in communications. But after a while, when I realized that I wasn't following that dream I had since I was a child, at some point I did what any sane person would do, which is, quit their 9 to 5 and take a huge risk. And
yeah.
and so now I'm here and I'm making music and I'm just enjoying the journey and I'm enjoying the ride and seeing what happens.
You are doing a wonderful job, I must say. I mean, I've been following you from the beginning. From your
Yes.
first song, Move Right, was like, wow, the world must know who is Roja Valentine. Okay. If not,
I
you're gonna miss
appreciate
out.
that.
You have to miss out. You guys don't know. But now you guys will know who she is.
It's time.
Yes. Do you have any encouraging words to tell our audience about chasing your dreams, chasing after dreams?
Absolutely. Go for it. One of the things I say and I think about is one of the scariest things that could happen to you is to one day run into the person you could have been if you took a chance on yourself. You don't want to have that kind of regret. You don't want to have lived a whole life and realize that you haven't actually lived. And
Very true.
so that I think that if you think about what your life can be and just having that fear of not living life fully, right? We only get one life.
Yeah.
Hopefully that can motivate us to do the things that we really want to do. And at the end of the day, if things don't work out, at least you know that you've given it a shot. And I think that that's good enough.
I have to say, I definitely agree with you. I also like to encourage our audience watching, try your ideas. Because you
Yes.
never know. You can have this idea in your head, the seeds are already planted, but you have to water them and see where
Yes.
it can lead you and take you.
Hmm.
Also for personal growth, but you never know what can happen, opportunities.
Yeah.
Take
And
that.
there's a reason that idea is in your head and not in somebody else's.
That's right. So
Hmm.
just try it. Try.
Yeah.
All right, we're 2024.
Hmm.
Try your ideas and see what
Try it. Yeah.
happens. Roja, who are your musical inspirations?
Yeah. I touched a little bit on it when I mentioned Destiny's Child and
Yes.
Aaliyah. But I find inspiration in so many things and so many people. It's really hard for me to narrow down specific people. It changes on where I'm at in my life, but I find inspiration in anything that inspires confidence.
Mm,
So anything that has to do with self-love or just even I'm working a bit on trying to be a bit more vulnerable and exploring the sides of myself that are not always confident, but any form of creativity as well, being unique and trying things outside of your comfort zone, that's a huge one for me. I think that's also how you can grow as a person or as an artist, right?
correct.
So yeah, it's hard for me to pinpoint a specific source of influence. So I guess I could just say life. Life overall is my influence.
Yes. Being here, being alive. Yeah.
Exactly.
Take
Hmm.
that chance, take the risk, get out of your comfort zone, and what
Absolutely.
happens. Yeah.
Yes.
Earlier, you mentioned that you write your own songs. What's your reason?
Hmm. I'm so protective of my music and of my art. I feel that I need to be in charge of everything. And it's not necessarily that I'm a control freak per se, but I do feel that I can be much more authentic if I know that only my hands have touched the artwork. When that happens, I know that the story I'm telling is much more authentic. It's got no outside influences, it's all coming from me. And that allows me to give a more authentic delivery. I can perform with meaning. I'm always open to collaborations. I love collaborating with people and getting their ideas because that allows me to actually create some even cooler music. But I think that when it comes to writing the stories that I'm meant to tell, I have a preference for writing my own music.
Nice. Now,
Mhm.
you have a unique style and deliverance. In my opinion, it's elegant, classy, with an edge of sassiness. How are you evolving as a singer-songwriter?
I love that you consider it classy and elegant. I appreciate that and I take that. A huge part of it, however, like I said, is I try to take myself outside of my comfort
Yeah.
zone, and sometimes I actually feel awkward. I feel like I'm someone that they'll say, "Oh, that's kind of cringe." It happens that I feel like that, but in trying new things, in going outside of the styles that I typically do, I find that I can then develop new skills and I can surprise myself. And then that actually ends up contributing to my confidence. So the song that I previous a while back, GEDT, it's a rap track. And I really never saw myself making a song like that ever. But it came about from just trying different things and exploring and not taking myself too seriously. And I ended up making a song that I loved so much and that gave me so much confidence that now I'm so proud and I'm like, yeah, this is my song. You know, I can affirm who I am through that music. So I think exploring new styles absolutely allows me to evolve. And as well, I don't have to wait for someone else to tell me who I am or hope that one day I
Yes.
will find myself. I can define myself. I can set my own terms for who I am. And so that also allows me to show up as who I want to be.
Lovely message, honestly. I hope you guys are paying attention and taking notes. Roja is dropping some gems right here, sprinkling all over the table. Tell us about your latest song.
Yes, so I've got a song coming out very, very soon, so stay tuned. It's called All Right, and we're going a little bit back into the roots, the way we started, where the sound is starting to go back to that a little bit. It's a love song. It's essentially about make love, not war, right? And I'll let the listeners, make
Yes.
their judgments about the song and interpret it once it's out. But I'm very excited to share this one with everyone.
Well, I look forward to listening to this so soon. I cannot wait. What's your favorite song that you've written and produced?
I think my favorite song that I've written is Move Right. I did not produce that one myself, though. I have to thank Jeff Stannon for that. Another artist who's really, really good at fusing different genres of music, and he is of Haitian background as well. So he was the perfect person to work on that song with. I wanted for my first song ever to be a representation of how proud I am to be this unique individual, but I'm proud of being Haitian and the intersection of also being Canadian and all of these things.
Yes.
So, yeah, so that song I'm extremely proud of because it was my first statement into the music industry. And it was confident and it is multicultural, it is so
Mhm.
different. And yeah, so this is absolutely my favorite project that I put out. I also have, that sentimental nostalgia for having just started. not to date myself, but the song has been out for almost 4 years now, right? So it
Years.
represents a specific era for me. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. And guys, let me tell you, the move, right? The video, a masterpiece. Okay, I love it. I mean, the outfits, everything, wonderful. So check it out on YouTube. Come on now.
Yes,
Check
and
it out.
everywhere you listen to your music, but
Yes.
I'm very proud of the music video as well. We worked hard on
Oh, yes, I can tell. Really, I can.
that.
Now, Roja, thank you for stopping by Language Academy 246. It's been a pleasure.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Great. And I wish you all the success, and I can't wait to see new music from you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I'll hope to see you next time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
See you
All
soon.
right. Bye.
Bye.